Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. It's hard to imagine. It's been 40 years since I met Rich Weintraub and created Friends of Boston's Homeless. Rich was a force, and honestly, like the first real goodwill ambassador in the city of Boston I ever really knew. And kept a sense of humor while also working tirelessly to help those move beyond shelter. So together, as a business person and working with the city, we created Friends of Boston's Homeless to move people beyond shelter with jobs and housing. And he coined the phrase, we don't have people living in our shelters, we have guests living in our shelters. And they were treated like that. Today feels like a little bit like Back to the Future, because homelessness is largely a manufactured crisis out of bad public policy driven by corporate special interests impacting with their money public policy that does not support affordable housing. I mean, in 1980, the HUD budget was $34 billion a year, and there were about 200,000 homeless people in the entire country, largely veterans with PTSD and folks struggling with mental health crises. 8 years later, when Reagan left office, the HUD budget went from $34 billion to $9 billion, and the number of homeless people went from a couple 100,000 across the country to over 2 million. And we never made up for that. So this is a bit like Back to the Future. Now we have probably the least empathetic, most corrupt administration in history of the United States. But without the federal government's involvement, the city and the state can't do what's needed for the folks that are working and are in need of shelter, and in need of job training, in need of mental health services. And this city and this state does more than any. But we need the business community more than ever to help step up. And so thank you so much for being here. Thank you for participating. I think the fact that you're here, you probably know the more you give, the more you get. And the more you have to give, or you get crazy, like most people we know too much. So more than ever, we need to sort of pull together. We're going into, unknown territory. And I don't know how it's going to end, but I can tell you that here in Boston, in Massachusetts, anyone struggling with housing crisis or health crisis is served as well as anybody, and we need to step up more than ever before.